Alright guys, so we have the next big fights to be scheduled at featherweight and lightweight. First one here, we have Diego Lopes wants to fight Alex Volkanvoski next if Ilia Topuria moves up to lightweight. So Diego Lopes just tweeted out, at Volk, if you're going to 155, let's meet in the octagon. You can pick the date and location. And this tweet just came out just now. And this comes after Ilia said, since Islam is going to fight in January and he is not going to be ready for April or May, I would like to fight the number one contender, which is Charles Oliveira. So Ilia is standing firm on this claim of wanting to move up to lightweight and fight Islam Makhachev. Since Makhachev has his fight in January, Ilia thinks it's the best idea for him to fight Charles Oliveira. And the winner of that fight, presumably Ilia, in his mind, he's going to go fight Makhachev and, in his mind, beat Makhachev and be the lightweight champion. This all sounds like a cool plan, not really. So let's look at why it makes sense. This could make sense for Ilia. I appreciate him going up a weight class and fighting a contender before the champion. That's not how anyone ever views it, but it's how it should go down. Kind of proves some legitimacy at the higher weight class, and it's not just automatically going up for another title shot, especially when you only have one title defense, I'll remind you. But that's why it could make sense. And then if we have Volk versus Diego, what would the winner of that do? The winner of that would get a title shot. But if Ilia wins his next fight, and then Ilia's fighting at 155 at lightweight, what are we going to have the winner of this do? Like, fight for an interim belt? I don't know. That's where his stuff gets tricky here. Do you have the winner of that fight Evloev for a title shot? Are we automatically boosting Evloev up to that? It gets weird, because then what if Ilia wins at 155 and stays at lightweight? Now he's going to have to vacate his belt at featherweight. We're not going to have him just bounce back and forth, keep changing weights and defending both. So then you could have the winner of Volk and Diego Lopes fight Movsar Evloev for the vacant belt at featherweight. And you have Ilia as the 155 champ. But I just don't think this makes sense. I think there are only two champions in the UFC right now who should move up a weight class, and that is Islam Makhachev if he beats Arman Tsarukyan. He has no reason to stay around and fight another featherweight champ coming up. He just beat the previous featherweight champ 2 times in a row. You're telling me that the new champ at featherweight, who only has one title defense, gets to come up and face Makhachev? That makes no sense. The only people that should move up are Makhachev if he beats Arman, which I think is likely, and Pantoja whenever Pantoja wants. Again, I mentioned this in my last video. I don't think Pantoja should ever move up. I don't think he's big enough to He'll compete in the upper weight class, but I don't think he'll be a dominant champion in the upper weight class if he moves up, especially with the plethora of talent they have there at bantamweight. But Pantoja and Makhachev should be the only ones able to move up. If Alex Pereira beats Ankalaev, then there's an argument for Alex Pereira to move up to heavyweight, and I think that's totally valid, given his age and how often he's fighting and defending his belt, given that it'll be his second belt in the company. So those are the only people we could consider doing that. Ilia moving up just creates big confusion at lightweight as well as at featherweight, because you got contenders in both of them. If this was Volk where he's beating everyone, moving up makes sense, but Ilia's only defended the title once if we look at his record here. He won it from Volk, defended against Holloway. Those are 2 amazing wins, but that just does not warrant moving up a division. You know, you have people like Brian Ortega, Diego Lopes, Movsar Evloev, Aljamain Sterling, all really good fighters in your skill or in your weight division that you need to defend your belt against. At least, if we're going to speedrun them, you at least have to beat Diego Lopes and Movsar Evloev. Then we could consider going you up if we're really trying to fast track you. He says he wants to retire at 30. We'll see about that, but those are my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you guys think down below. I mean, if he moves up, is he even going to beat Charles Oliveira? You know, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's really uneven. You know, Ilia's a finisher and Charles is a finisher, and that could be the only way you beat Ilia. You're not really going to outpoint Ilia in a decision. He's going to finish you before it gets to a decision. He doesn't let his fights go to a decision, right? So Charles could be the guy to do it. He's good on the feet. He's good in the grappling. He's bigger than Ilia. So I think it's a way harder matchup than Ilia's just thinking off the top of his head. Obviously, he's thought about it more than that, but I'm not sure that this is a match that Ilia goes in and wins. And then, like, what are we even doing at that point, right? So let me know what you guys think down below about both these fights and who would win each of these. And I'll be excited to see your guys' comments and react to them. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.